Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer. The moon is about 2 degrees Sagittarius. We got the sun in Capricorn. 12th house transit here. 12th house is a house of transcendence. This is one of the most legendary balsamic phases you are going to experience, at least until next year. So, whew. I kind of get the feeling 2022 is going to be laced with certain terrorist attacks. Maybe we might start the new year off with one. Mars is going to be on the eclipse point right now, so be careful. Those of you traveling, there may be travel restrictions, but you'll find that as a current theme, everything that kind of goes crazy in the collective is inversely proportionate to how amazing things are happening into your personal life. That doesn't have to be an axiom. It doesn't have to apply to everyone like that, hopefully, because that would kind of suck. But when I say stuff like that, crazy happening in the world, that doesn't apply to your individual life. Many people are actually leveling up like never before, regardless. We're in the God level signs. So this is supernatural transcendence in a way that's going to actually reveal to you that you have always been inducing supernatural phenomena and experiences. You emit frequencies that can't really be seen. And so, if you actually knew how your frequency changes just by a decision, by the way, Capricorn is I decide, and you are always one decision away from changing your entire life. That's what this transit's going to teach you. If you're able to see the minute changes of your frequency per your decisions, you would take a lot of what you do so much more seriously. You would really focus a lot on the thoughts and the feelings you think, and you wouldn't just be worrying, because worrying is a state of it. Worrying is a way of manifesting what you don't want. But being positive and optimistic is a way of having your thoughts be prayer. You're supposed to pray without ceasing, and you want to dwell on good things. This is an analogy for manifestation and allowing your frequency to tune to the universe. The understanding and receptivity to the ascended vision that's going to transcend your self realization of self is going to show you in a new way how you have gotten in your way. And the reason why it's hard for people to accept they have superpowers, or hard for people to accept the supernatural, is that they don't know how to perceive it. A lot of people try to perceive the supernatural naturally through your five senses. The whole notion of something being supernatural or extra dimensional or divine means that it can't be perceived. You have senses that can sense them, but you may have been trained to empirically reason deductively or inductively through your five senses. That's literally like trying to limit the divine through this one scope. So it's like, if you don't see it through, there's literally infinite experience around you. And like, science has reached the point to prove that if you go far beyond our galaxy, there are places within space that have colors, sounds that vibrate outside of our eyes' ability to see and our ears' ability to hear. That doesn't mean they don't exist. So consider that in the sense of higher vibrational entities. That doesn't mean they don't exist. They just vibrate too high for you to perceive, but you can still sense them. So really keep in mind the whole notion, in fact, that higher forces through human puppets work to dumb you down, because if you're in your full potential, you don't have to really live by the system. You create your own reality. And don't listen to people who gaslight you and be like, well, if that's the case, then why haven't you done it already? They're dismissing the fact that you've been brainwashed for years, and it's going to take years to come out of the neural pathways you built. But at the same time, you already do it already. You're just expecting to see it through this little filter. 12th house is all about release. You're going to release this old, outdated notion of really understanding what the meaning of what's true or not. And this is going to remind you that God is in the little things. And so many of you have been looking outwards too big for proof of supernatural phenomena when it starts with you. Okay, so this is going to, over the next couple of days, fundamentally change your perception around the incredible nature of your super self. In other words, By this point, you have already activated superpowers. You have mastered them through Virgo after the activation in Aries. You've transformed after balancing and polishing it through Libra and Scorpio, and now you've ascended. And so, this Capricorn season is the practical action of now your self realization of the greatest facet of yourself, to the point where like criticism against you that's not founded in truth doesn't even mean anything because it's not real. There's no facts to back it up. It's just how people feel. Be mindful of that. The opposition of Capricorn is Cancer, and where there's a lack of sincerity, you have a lot of emotional manipulation. And you're going to start to see more so the demonic or dark forces that show their true colors when their manipulation doesn't work on you. Count it all joy because it's just a sign that you're that powerful. But other than that, this is going to scare some of y'all a bit because you're going to realize that you've always been supernatural. You've just been blind to it. Some of you have been praying for supernatural experiences, and like if your 12th house is your blind spot. So like a lot of you don't know that like you'll walk past something and like everything will happen behind you. You'll be like, "Damn it. I wish I was magical." And like behind you is a whole light show. But then you turn around and you don't see anything. So it's not that you're not magical. It's not that you don't know. You do. You're just not aware, especially because you're relying on your physical senses, but you need to tune within your soul to sense the supernatural. And some of you are just afraid of believing yourself. So, if you are, this is going to terrify you because, you're greatest. Some of you aren't afraid of failure. You're afraid of how amazing you are. So just keep that in mind. The moon is going to square Neptune, which is paranormal city. All right. The moon over the south node is unlocking this ascended perception that's going to apply towards the manifestation of the consciousness of literal superpowers that are manifesting. So, this is going to be super exciting. You're going to fundamentally transcend the nature of not only how you see yourself, but you're going to take every skill set, everything you're good at doing, and you're just going to add a supernatural layer of power over it. It's like if you were good at running, now you're taking your running ability and you're superpowerizing it. And I just made up that word because that's Gemini superpower. We can like say whatever. But other than that, you want to really be okay with letting go of the old narrative that you're not good enough, that you're weak, that you don't know enough. Some of you don't even know that you're in control and you want to control, but you can't control because you're already in control. So once you actually surrender the need to control, you'll realize you're in control all along. And I think that scares a lot of you because you feel like once things are in your hands, you worry about, will I mess it up or not? And if you're too busy worrying about that, you might as well just spend it retuning your frequency, feeling what you already have and desire. So I hope you enjoy this transit. The moon in its sextile to Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, now in Pisces, is going to square sextile Saturn, anchor this vision in your neural pathways with knowledge to extend forth what you're seeing. So if we didn't have the Aquarius, you would see stuff, you wouldn't know what you're seeing, but we do, so you will know what you're seeing. But this is the first moon in Sagittarius we have squaring Jupiter and Pisces, if we forget earlier the last time it was there. So it's not the first time, but it is the first time since it's re-entered. And you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that. You have to be okay with accepting that, you are influenced very much so by phenomena outside of this realm. This transit is going to fundamentally remind you that you've been lied to your entire life. Most things you hear from society are opinion, not fact, and that you truly are a divine being. Not to be confused with Pisces, who are divine beings, but in essence, we all have Pisces in our chart. So you are divine, okay? And other than that, we're reaching the upper echelon. Mars is in Sagittarius. You're reaching the highest level of your faculty to perceive consciously as it's getting ready to go into the mountain. This new moon in Capricorn, guys, it's going to have Pluto in it. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is the part where we blasted off in Sagittarius, right? So now we've left orbit. Now we're getting ready as we go into Aquarius to reach new galaxies. So, other than that, I just really want you to contemplate what transcendence means to you. I want you to contemplate what the supernatural means to you, because anyone who understands the supernatural knows that it lies within the mundane. It lies within the things that we think are normal. And then you realize nothing in this life is normal. That's just an illusion. Something can only be normal according to someone's perspective, but no one person perceives anything the same as someone else. Exactly the same, at least. So, other than that, be very mindful of your psychological state, because you can get caught off guard by all sorts of frequencies. We are in a frequency vibration war, and it's about keeping your inner self pure and focused. Focused. Don't necessarily let yourself get perturbed by idiots who speak from their emotions but will never back it up or see you about it in your face. They only do that because you're at a higher level and they want to bring you down. So I'm not going to say don't let it get to you. It doesn't get to you. You just don't want to fall for the okey doke, because many of you may be mistaking your own thoughts and feelings for people projecting telepathically or energetically, unconsciously at that too. You also want to be prepared for miracles. Over the next couple of days, which ironically, this balsamic phase is happening on New Year's Eve and New Year's, where we're releasing the old cycle and releasing the old year. And then we have the new moon, January 2nd. So, this is going to fundamentally kind of show you played yourself. You're going to step into miracles that will kind of show you that you're getting ready to step into everything you've always wanted. And it might terrify you a bit. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of, some of you may all of a sudden come up on 100 million followers. That's a crazy hypothetical example. But like, if you were used to having like 1,000 people in your audience and now you have 100 million people, some of you might feel terrified. Like, am I ready for this? And if you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't have manifested it. So keep that in mind. A transcendence at this level, a 12th house release of this level, is releasing the old vision around this whole notion that you have to work hard. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you were lied to made to feel that you have to work hard to get anything you want. Oh, they duped you so that you can use your consciousness to make richer an economy. It's a lie. It's a complete lie. Like, there's value. Don't tell earth signs this. Earth signs have to work hard. We're air signs. We work smart over here, okay? But like, there's merit in discipline and work ethic. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be disciplined, but believe it or not, like, you're a co-creator of the universe. You don't have to work hard. On the flip side, you don't want to be lazy. You still want to focus, but you want to work smarter than you work hard. You want to work smarter than you work hard. And so a transit like this is going to transcend your perspective to make obsolete everything you've been doing that gets in the way of how you truly are, so that you can actually tap into your ascended self and manifest the awareness of its incredible nature. Like, so a lot of people want to put that out there because they're jealous of how you work smarter, and so they want to brag that they work harder when they're just not smart enough. So they're gonna make you feel like you're lazy, because it is what it is. But other than that, y'all stay blessed as always. If there ever was a transit like this is going to show you how you're blind to your own abilities, so that you can release an old thinking of it, and then you're going to be revealed a lot of how to use your abilities in an ascended way, so that when we step into the new moon in Capricorn, you start that new cycle taking action to use it in that new way. So it's like, basically, if we take your superpowers, a lot of you have been scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush, and your soul's just going to be like, we have like a vacuum over there. Like, you don't have to use the toothbrush. We have a fucking vacuum that you can use. And so you're going to transcend and actually stop wasting your time and pimp out the way you think, believe, and this is going to amaze you in a short 48 hours. Y'all stay blessed as always. Don't mind the jealous people who are sad that you've leveled up beyond their ability to manipulate you. And Godspeed. Peace.